It was always said that Savatage has an unorthodox approach to metal, you know. So do you agree with this, or do you think Savatage was just plain metal?
I don't know, metal and all that stuff. I mean, I never considered Savatage a metal band, to be honest with you. I always considered us a rock band because we played so many more different styles than just metal. I mean, we played songs that were metal songs, but we weren't just strictly a metal band. So I don't know if how I would look at that. I mean, I don't think that. I think we just did what we did, and and did it well. Didn't really try to do what we go beyond our limitations. We kept it very very simple and very much to what we liked.
Oh, great. Tell me, all this thing of the launch of the website and the MySpace page that removed all these rumors about the Savatage reunion, and was this a thing of the label or more of the band?
Well, there is no reunion. There's no reunion going to happen, so everyone's just got to, understand that. Certain people get on the internet, and, it only takes, nowadays with the internet, it only takes one or two people to start, saying stuff, and then the next thing you know, you got a rumor started. So, there is no Savatage reunion. It's not going to happen. This greatest hits record that we're putting out is kind of my way and Paul's way of saying thank you to the fans, and it's time for us to move on. The album's come out. It's got the songs that Paul and I chose we think are the best representation of Savatage and what it was.
Yeah.
And they're going to release all the back catalog, so those records will be out in the stores again, available for people who want to buy them, and and it's just time for everyone to move on and get out of the past, and this whole Savatage reunion thing to me is just so insane because the guys that were in Savatage was finished after Chris Oliva passed away.
Yeah.
When Chris Oliva died, that was the end of Savatage. And anyone can say whatever they want to say about it, but that was the end of what Savatage was, which was me and my brother working together along with Paul, in the later years.
Yeah.
And that was it. And once Chris died, we kept the band together mainly out of contractual obligations and the fact that, I needed to make a living.
Yeah.
But it was never the same, and it was just gradually we were looking for different, different spectrums of music to go to because, we knew that it wasn't going to be the same way as it was. And it eventually changed into Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So to me, there's no sense in having a reunion because I've never stopped working with the guys that were in the band after Chris died.
Yeah.
All the guys, Caffrey, Al Petrelli, Jeff Plate, Johnny Middleton, Alex Skolnick, they're all sweet. We still work together every year. So, people want us to take this band, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, that we spent all this time building up to being one of the biggest bands in America, if not the biggest, and they want us to shut it down to reunite this band, Savatage, that, it's just insane. I don't know why people just can't get over the name thing and just be done with it. It's just, it's never going to happen. So, and believe me, that's a tough thing for me because Savatage was 20 some odd years of my life. It's not something I say lightly, but it's just, come on, people. It's like, it's 2010. Those guys haven't played a Savatage song since 1999, 2001 tour that we did. So even if we were to get back together as Savatage, it probably wouldn't be that good because none of those guys have played any of the songs. So, it's just time to move on, man. And this is our way of saying thank you to the fans, giving them what Paul and I think is the best representation of what Savatage was, and we love you all, and just, now you've got, two bands to listen to instead of there just being Savatage. You've got Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and which is basically what Savatage was after Chris Oliva died, and you've got Jon Oliva's Pain, which extra little treats in there for everybody and enjoy it.
Yeah, you know, I see the work you done with the other bands after Savatage. I see it more like a continuation of the Savatage work, you know?
It is. You know, Trans-Siberian Orchestra is. I mean, it is what it's basically, I call it Savatage all grown up. You know, and grown up, and all it is, it's all the same people, all the same writers, all the same engineers that did Dead Winter Dead, Wake and Magellan, that did all those records there in the 90s. It's all the same people. We just gotten a little bit older, a little bit wiser, you know, and more versatile. You know, all we did was take Savatage name was not a name that was going to be accepted by a large majority of people. It was a heavy metal name for what was called a heavy metal band. And, you know, we spent 20 years trying to break that band in America to the next level.
Yeah.
And we couldn't do it because we were lobbed into that heavy metal category. And even though we were playing songs like Believe and If I Go Away and Gutter Ballet, and Crowds Are Gone, which are by no means heavy metal songs.
Yeah, I know.
They could have very easily been played on American radio or any radio, but they weren't because of the name. And as soon as we changed the name of the band, look what happened. Trans-Siberian Orchestra is the biggest band in America. We sell 30,000 tickets for, you know, we do 2 sold-out shows a day in 20,000-seat sports arenas. Savatage never did that. Never even came close to doing that. So, you know what I mean? So it's like, I would just be happy, you know, for the guys in the band that worked so hard to finally achieve the success we're doing, and then you still have people bitching and moaning that they want us to shut that whole thing down and do Savatage again. It's like, come on, man. That would be like me giving you a $50 an hour raise and then telling you, oh yeah, but, you know, go back and make, you know, what you were making before, because that'll make me happy. You know what I mean? It's just not fair, you know, and it bothers me. It's starting to really get under my skin now, because people don't, it's like they just care about that. They don't care about, you know, what about the guys in the band who, you know, who've worked for 20 some odd years to get to the point that they're at now. You want them to put that all aside just to reform this heavy metal band from the 80s for one concert? It's like, it just doesn't make any sense, you know?
Yeah, I totally understand. So, tell me, do you still keep material on cassette tapes, maybe from rehearsals or something like that, that wasn't officially recorded, or they're all released now?
I've got a lot of stuff laying around, little things here and there that we might use on these when they do when they reissue the back catalog.
Yeah.
We may add a few things into. So I have some acoustic things, but Paul and I have to get in the studio and listen to them. When we don't know how good the quality is because we haven't heard them for years. So after the Trans-Siberian Orchestra tour that ends, I think it ends May 1st or 2nd. It starts in March and ends, I think, the 2nd of May. We're going to go into the studio and pull some of those boxes of tapes out and check them out and see what pioneers of it. I just think that we were a part of it.
Oh, yeah. Man, Fight for the Rock. For the so-called specialized press, this was your weakest album under the Savatage moniker, but do you think so?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, it was done at a total time of the whole band was in disarray at the time we did that record. I mean, we were on the verge of breaking up, and we had just found out that all our money was stolen from us from the people who we thought were our friends and our managers at that time. It was just a very bad time for the band. I mean, personally, we had no money. The whole record was misled, and they stole most of the money from the recording budgets. Instead of having, a nice budget to record with, we had half of it.
Yeah.
And it was just a really dismal time for us, and it shows on the record because, everyone was like, we were just trying to figure out how we were going to survive week to week. When we had thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in the bank, we turn around and look and our bank accounts were empty. And, so that album was a very frustrating period of time, and we were basically going to break up. It was to the point where we were just like, we were done with it. And then that's when we met Paul O'Neill, and he said, no, you guys are too good to break up. He nailed us out financially, took money out of his own pocket.
Yeah.
Paid all our bills, got us equipment to rehearse with and record with, and basically, saved the day, actually.